Hi, we're Earth Girls Are Easier. I'm Spencer. I play rhythm guitar and sing.
I'm Jacob. I play drums and sing also and write the music.
Hi, I'm Walter. I play bass, do backup vocals, and scream.
And this is our imaginary lead guitar player.
Hello!
Yes.
Okay. So, how long ago did we start the band?
Like two and a half years.
2.5 years ago. So I decided that I wanted to be in a band, so I was like, Jacob's a drummer, I'll get Jacob.
Actually, just side note, he forgot I played drums and asked me if I knew any drummers.
Yeah, there's that.
Continue.
But, we ended up recruiting Jacob for drums, then we were like, we need a guitarist. And I was in Guitar Club. We gained Griffin Baker because he seemed like a decent guitarist. Griffin quit recently. We recruited Walter in between Griffin joining and Griffin quitting, I think, 6 months ago now? I don't know.
A little more than that.
Yeah, a while. And for the show we have coming up, we have off-screen Denley Gildersleeve playing lead guitar for us.
Hello!
So yeah, other than that, I think we kind of messed around with playing some different styles, and we had when we first started the band, we had this weird rotation of bass players. There was like 4 or 5 people that came in and then left, and came in and left. And then we had a different singer, and
Let me run through these bass players for you.
we don't have to name them.
Didn't play bass. Never showed up to practice.
Didn't have a bass.
Didn't have a bass. Never actually committed. It was
Strange. It was a strange time.
Never
and,
happened.
So back then, both of us were kind of writing, and Griffin was pretty constant, and then we just decided to be a 3-piece for a while. So we wrote a lot of songs, and they were all pretty bad.
That's accurate.
We started playing more, and I think our big point where we really started to play well was we played the Carver Music Festival. And that was really fun, and then shortly after that, we decided to bring Walter into the band. Well, we had been Common Kingslayer for a really long time, and that was always with Griffin. And when Griffin left, we thought it would be weird to kind of keep that band name, because it didn't feel... And we changed our style, too, a lot, and it didn't feel like we were really Common Kingslayer anymore, so we changed it.
Sunday afternoons from 1 to 6, except if we have a gig coming up, in which case we practice the day before the gig, stay at my dad's house, practice before we go to the gig, yeah.
And those are usually like 8 hours of practicing just straight to get all the songs ready.
Yeah.
Yes, that was actually one of the final straws of Griffin's departure, was exams not happening. Alright, Walter. Alright.
But I'm at a high school, so I don't have to take any exams anymore.
You're starting community college, shut up.
I'm working.
Walter does.
You're starting later, aren't you?
I have a job.
Guys. Walter likes to rub it in our face that he's not at high school. Like that. But anyway, so that was one of the problems that we faced, is that we all, the 3 of us here, pretty much would have come and found other times to study, but it was just, it didn't work out with different people's different perspectives on how they could get studying done and everything. So yeah, they did cause...
Including my perspective of not studying.
Yeah, most of us is just not studying. But,
not very good at school.
But, so that was something that didn't really cause trouble with practicing necessarily, but it just did cause trouble among the band members.
For gloating that he's not in high school.
Yeah, there's not really a huge problem with that, because we're all very flexible about each other's schedules and trying to get each other to be able to come to practice and finding a guitar player.
Oh my god.
Finding a guitar player. Also, this guy right here, our drummer, he writes most of the lyrics in songs, and he doesn't print out the bass parts ever.
No, he doesn't write the bass parts, and the lyrics and the chords don't make any sense. So we pull up the music, and Walter and I are like, we can't play this. This isn't actually anything.
So you never write the bass parts ever.
Occasionally I do.
At like 4 in the morning.
Sometimes
At 4 in the morning
They
after
don't make
constant
sense.
urging for 3 weeks.
and sometimes they do.
Early.
And
And if the bass parts make sense, the vocals don't.
but the songs work and they sound good. And
That's debatable.
So yes, we do have a show coming up at the Green Street Club in Greensboro on the 27th with maybe Next Midnight, Reckless Serenade, and Magnolia. And we'll be opening for them. The tickets are $10, and if you want a ticket, come buy them from us because we have to sell.
We have to sell 25 of them.
Woo! So love us.
25 people come buy tickets, and then more people come buy tickets.
I'll give you a big old hug. You can come and watch us. Please love us.
I have Spanish for Calculus A, B, Woodshop 2, and American History 2. No, that's not a thing that happens. None of us really care enough to be strained by it. Walter gloating that he's not in school, and Jacob and I complain. Well, the learning process for music is basically me and Jacob yelling at each other because his music doesn't make sense, and I can't understand it even when it does make sense. So, sort of, but not really, because that never actually causes any harm.
What classes do I have? I have French 1, English 3, band, and chemistry. I don't think so, no. I just don't care. Not really. I think that the biggest strain is with parents being like, you can't go to practice this week unless you finish all your schoolwork, blah, blah, blah. But parents are parents, so what do you do? Well, the hardest part about it is probably the fact that we can't practice during the week, and we have to all wait until Sundays to practice. And that's why our practices are so long on Sundays, because we can't really have like an hour practice every day. We have to have this 5-hour practice once a week.
Gigantic.
I fight Spencer constantly. No. One of the big things about being in our band is that you have to be cool. And we argue and we bicker about music and stuff, but aside from that, we mostly just
No, because I only got my new job recently. So beforehand, I was at school last year because I was a senior, and it didn't interfere. And over the summer, I didn't get a job over the summer. So I only recently got a job, and I only work weekdays, so it doesn't interfere. Nothing at all, because I'm out of school, and I'm not in there where you guys are sitting looking at me. I'm out. I'm an adult. I'm an adult. Usually, I'm planning on going to Durham Tech for 2 years. It's probably not going to interfere because you can choose your own classes and choose when you want to take them. And normally you have weekends off like normal school, and practices are on Sundays. Unless there's a gig, then that might interfere. We never really have any problems because we usually get along. We like the same music style, stuff like that. The only kind of bad thing, in quotations, is our former lead guitarist Griffin leaving, which that kind of surprised us because we were in the middle of recording some demos and without a lead guitarist.